Hi everyone. I'm just making this video because I really struggled to get Pico emulation running on my computer, and I got it working and played through Sonic Gameworld, and it was a delight. And I want to show you how to do that. This isn't going to include much footage of the actual game, just enough to show you how to play it. So to start, there are two main Pico Drive emulators I found that worked. There is KEGA Fusion, as well as Pico Drive, the standalone. I'm going to first show you if your thing looks like this. I was not able to get this working ever. I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't get it working. This is the RetroArch Pico Drive sort of build. I couldn't get it working. I was only able to get it to work with Pico Drive 1.5, which you can see you can get from this website here, or 1.45, excuse me. And so the main difference here is that Pico Drive Pico Drive 1.45a, it shows up with these three windows. The Pico, as you can see, has this storybook. It also has a drawing pad, and you would connect it to an external monitor. So there's three sort of displays, so to speak. And Pico Drive displays these separately, whereas KEGA Fusion displays it all in one, and you can kind of see it. I found the best experience to be with Pico Drive. That's the most authentic, in my opinion. However, if you want, you can load... if you want to use KEGA Fusion, you can open up your .md file, and then you can capture the mouse using F12, and then the mouse works as the pad. I found this to be somewhat temperamental. Sometimes I had to reboot it a couple times before it would pick up the mouse as the pad. Additionally, you can't really see the book with this, which is important. And there's a way you can, you can use the F buttons to kind of do various things. But I found it easiest. KEGA Fusion works, but it's kind of easy. I found it much easier to use Pico Drive. You can see here, it is capturing the pen, which is great. The idea that what's happening here is to control this hand, you're actually using this magic pen here on this drawing pad, and that's how you would have a cursor on the TV. It's a very interesting device. It's made for kids 4 or 7. Anyways, the main way I would do it is using this Pico Drive 1.45a. This one is going to need you to have them as .bin files. Most of the most of the files you'll find for Pico are .md Mega Drive files. You'll need to rename it to a .bin. However, it still works just the same. This is obviously something that you're dumping from your Pico Drive properly that you have the rights to. So you can go ahead and do display, and you can do that there. I'm going to close this. I'm going to close this, and I'm going to minimize this. And you'll see we've got the book at the top, and then we've got the drawing pad down here, and then we have, what's on our hypothetical television in this middle window. I believe there's also a setting of main window as pad that I think lets you use your mouse directly on this main window rather than using the drawing pad. But I didn't use that because it's not authentic, so to speak. And so what you'll do here is you'll want to go on the drawing pad and you'll select your options. You'll go ahead and say yes, and then you'll pick your I love Amy. Amy's great. And so then this is where it gets a little confusing. You might not be sure how to do it. How the Pico works, it uses these story tales or something like that, storybooks, and these are digital books. And so what you'll need to play a game, you'll need to open it to the first page. And this will bring this would be, physically you would be opening it to this page. And then it'd be difficult to know what to do here, but you'll actually need to use, in the real world, you would use your magic pen and actually click on something on this screen. You tap on it in the book itself. And that works on the Pico Drive emulator as well. You can talk to these people. I would strongly encourage you to pull up the manual for this game. It'll tell you, like, oh, you can play the race game by clicking on the racetrack. And then it'll explain the controls to you. This big red button, at least for me, was by default mapped to the X button. So this one is just, you just mash X. It's not a very fun game. Then if it uses the other buttons, you use the arrow keys for those by default. I'm not sure if you're able to remap these, but I'm gonna quit out and talk to this button. Anyways, all this to say, and so then each you know, as you want to progress in the game, you can use, you can go ahead and flip your storybook to the next page. It'll bring you to a new world with new room with new attractions that you can click on and that you can interact with, and then all the way to the last page, which is like a little, you know, draw your own little fella. I think they'll chase your cursor. Anyways, that's Pico Direct Games for you. I think it's fun. You can use these 3 screens, and then to navigate around, you will go to Pico and navigate to the actual pages. And that's how you do this. You interact with items on those pages using your pen, or in this case, your mouse. So that's how it goes. It's very fun. This game's a delight. Anyways, that's how you do Pico Direct Files. Any questions? I'll try and answer the best I can in the comments. Thanks all!